I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. I'm Andrew Pisano, along with my brother Joe Pisano and Josh Reese. How about that, huh? Wow. The roast of Tom Brady.
3 hours long.
It's the roast that never ends. You know, I realized why Comedy Central's roasts were never live.
Right.
Oh,
Because
God.
they edit them down a lot. Like most of the Comedy Central roasts were like 90 minutes. It's a tight 90 minutes. They play all the best jokes. If someone bombs, they only play their set for like 30 seconds. But
Right.
This was live on Netflix. It's the first one they've done. I'm glad the roasts are back. You know, there were certainly a few comedians that were great.
Sure.
But like half of the roasters were athletes that don't know how to tell jokes.
Why not just tell them you get 4 jokes?
Yeah.
And go sit down.
Right.
Bledsoe was like so done. And like he's like, you know, Tom, back when we first met, you're like, oh God, he's
Yeah.
starting a 20-minute
Like, you're
story.
10 minutes in already.
Well,
Yeah.
he just had no charisma either. You shouldn't invite people who have no charisma.
Most of the athletes had no charisma.
Yeah, they had no
unfortunately.
timing. They just didn't know how jokes. You could tell the jokes are written for them most of the time.
Except for
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
they had no timing. No one worked with them.
Some of the jokes could have worked.
Yeah.
But like you said, no comedic timing at all. So
We essentially watched the Zack Snyder Justice League. That's what we did.
A
5
much
hours.
longer-
5 hours.
5
we
hours.
needed a tight hour 30. That's what we needed.
Look, I'm not completely shitting on it. I enjoyed it. It's just, you know, there was a lot of bad roasters.
And I think canceling might be canceled after
Yeah.
tonight. They just pushed right through it.
After Tony Hinchcliffe, I was like, is Netflix going to have another walkout tomorrow?
We'll see
They've
how
had
it
it
goes.
before.
Canceling might be back or it might not be back. We'll find out.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to review all the roasters and get into it. But first, we have to thank some new patrons. So thank you to AJ Taylor and
Hey.
yeah,
Go ahead.
Willie Fistergash.
Hey,
Whoa!
sounds familiar.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
Double donator. Love it.
Do
Yeah.
not
Double
get us
patron.
canceled.
Well,
Hey,
I mean, we're
it's his name.
We're past that. That's
He's
his,
just reading.
Fair
yeah,
enough.
that's his birth name.
Hey, if we're not canceled, we're good at this point,
Yeah.
Josh.
That's his Christian name.
We've tried to be canceled a few times, even lately. Like even just a few months ago, someone tried to cancel me. Every time I get the AEW marks in a in a roar, they try to
roar.
cancel me.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
We're uncancelable,
Yeah.
cancelable.
When you work for yourself, it's hard to cancel it. You know what I mean?
That's true. Who would
Right.
cancel us? Andrew
Yeah.
would cancel us? I guess.
Well, if I mean no, why would I do that?
I'm just saying.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I know BetOnline is a sponsor for the other show or this show as well.
no.
Just the other show.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to give him props because I did place a bet on the Kentucky Derby and hit huge.
wow.
That was amazing.
Good.
So shout out to BetOnline.
So
All right.
Joe is sponsoring the podcast today.
Yeah, I
right.
guess so.
That's right.
He's
Sorry.
gonna send me $100.
Sponsored by TuneUp.
Yes. Yeah. It was only worldwide.
So yeah, thank you to AJ. Thank you to Willie Fister Gash.
Nice.
Yeah, you can go to patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. We have some brackets on there, and we're currently reviewing Fallout Season 1 on Amazon TV, as Josh calls it.
Yep. Amazon TV is on fire right now.
It is.
Hey.
It's going to keep on going. The Amazon TV train is left the station and there's no coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost like they're primed to do great.
Prime.
I don't know what you mean by that,
Yeah,
but
I'm
sure.
sure you don't. I'm sure you don't.
How did Logan Paul get away with that? You know, like you would think,
Right.
hey, I guess they didn't have it for energy drinks.
No.
But yeah, we've got close to 200 patrons at patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. So give it a try. You know, you can cancel anytime.
So what are you doing for 1,000 Patreons?
Well, we're not, come on. We're not there yet. Not there yet.
We'll wait till we get to the 800s to figure that out.
Yeah. But all right, before we get to the roast, we have some news and rumors to cover, a.k.a. the Hollywood Hogwash. And hey, the Boys Season 4 trailer dropped just a couple days ago.
Wow.
Has everyone here seen it already?
I try not to watch these things just in case for the show.
couldn't.
So you're going to get my genuine reaction.
All right, here we go.
I look back at my life, and all I see are the messes I made.
Ah, the son. That
And I
poor
ain't got
kid.
time to fix it.
Oh.
I can do one thing right with the time I got left. But I can't do it alone. I can't do it without you.
Team is still together.
This country is corrupt beyond repair. So we gotta save it.
Civil War.
Right?
It's not gonna be easy. We'll have to do some terrible things. For the greater good. You'll no longer be beloved celebrities.
New heroes.
Black Noir.
Black Noir's back.
Oh, gods. Show me a little wrath.
That doesn't sound good.
Sam, and what's her name from Gen V?
The whole world is about to burn. We need someone like you, Billy, before the soup start
Oh,
rounding us up
yeah.
and dumping us off in camps.
Yep.
I have found the answer to all our prayers. A virus that kills soups.
This is
Hey, Gen V.
insane and desperate, even for you.
Well, insanely desperate's where we are, don't you think, love?
Let's go. Chop chop, motherfuckers.
He lost a lot of weight, that
That's
actor.
yeah. He looks so skinny. Mother's milk.
Versus evil. I'm declaring hunting season on Starlighters.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah. There's the chicken. Nothing happens.
Look, we've all done bad shit. What's insane is that our solution to every problem is murder. Violence isn't brave.
That person bleed bubbles.
That's awesome.
Oh.
Iceman.
Oh shit.
Who wants a creamy, delicious milkshake?
Oh, God.
If we're gonna win against monsters, we need to start acting human.
Oh, fuck. Jesus. This is the Joker?
You're fucking welcome.
Holy shit.
June 9th.
I can't wait.
Wow.
Can't wait. Homelander is just... He's going to go down as one of the best villains ever.
He plays a psychopath so well.
So good.
I don't know where it is, but I mean, he's a great actor, and his show Banshee is one of my favorite of all time. It's an amazing show.
Yeah.
If you just want to like start a new show at some point, like I love it. It's so good.
Banshee?
The premise is he basically takes over. He kind of arrives to this town. He's kind of in trouble, and he's like with the sheriff, and the sheriff's like, "Yeah, I'm taking over tomorrow. No one really knows who I am," and he gets killed. He just assumes his identity. That's kind of how it starts. And oh my god, he's like this badass fighter, and like he just, he does things that cops wouldn't do. Like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do about a cop? And he'll just kick the guy's ass.
So he's Homelander.
He's like a good Homelander.
Right.
It's so good. Like, oh my god, several seasons. It's amazing.
But I'm super excited for this season. I mean, it looks
course.
like I'm still trying to figure out what Jeffrey Dean Morgan's going to be doing.
I mean, it seems like he's kind of replaced that old lady.
Oh, right.
Right.
You know, like...
She's part of the CIA or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I hope he has more to do than she did,
He's
right?
got some type of superpower, maybe.
I don't know. Who knows? But it's interesting that
Maybe he's a
they're...
comedian.
Right. Like it makes sense that they're taking the plot from Gen V where, now Billy Butcher, as we saw at the post-credit scene from Gen V where
Right.
he's, he finds the virus that kills soups, And then we saw Sam and I forget the other girl, the one that has the mind control powers. I forgot her name for Gen V, but
Right.
there's some fan theories out there that they think like Sam is the new Black Noir. Because remember, Black Noir died.
Could be.
Interesting.
Could
Maybe.
be.
Yeah, but can't wait. That's coming out in June.
June 13th.
And yeah, it's as soon as we're done with Fallout, we'll be starting season 4 of The Boys. Can't wait.
Perfect.
Well, before we move on from The Boys, I did want to mention, you know how Chance Perdomo from Gen V passed away recently.
Yes.
So the creators of the show said they are not going to be recasting his role.
Right.
So they said that they are going to be looking at trying to find new ways to, go about season 2.
Yeah,
with
sure.
without.
Well,
him.
yeah, because when he died, they were literally about to start filming, and then they had to halt production. They were like, "Well, we have to, change a lot of this show now."
Well, seeing where they left off in Gen V, and now that you're going to have him in this upcoming season, I wonder if we're going to be seeing him in this upcoming season as well.
That's true. Yeah,
probably.
Maybe
they find you can't kill him off though, right?
Well, you're gonna have to kill him off.
Yeah.
But I mean,
they killed off Black Panther. It was off, it was off screen. And
Right.
I'm sure it'll be something like that.
Right. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
People are dying all over the place, so
Sure.
it's not really too hard to include that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But really excited. Really excited.
Yes, absolutely. Also, we covered some of this on What's Wrong with Wrestling, but The Wrap put out an article stating multiple people in the industry have accused Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson of chronic lateness.
Oh, my God.
Causing a budget crisis on a few of his recent films. In an upcoming Christmas action movie, Red One, which also stars Chris Evans, the allegation said sometimes he was 8 hours late, and then he would pee into water bottles to save time. Like, sorry, I'm late. I'll just piss in these water bottles in front.
Dude, the bathroom's right there. No, this is better.
Could you imagine being the PA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can
here
you
you
take
go.
this warm bottle of rock piss?
Yeah. Don't you just sell that on eBay immediately?
No, The Rock has a bunch of bottles of piss in his trailer.
Yeah. I think it was like, the budget rose $50 million because he was late so much.
What is he doing?
Well, he's a busy guy, but, I mean, you hear about this every once in a while. It's kind of how Hollywood stars end up getting blacklisted, but, I'm sure the guy's got an ego.
Well, there's a reason why he's available for WrestleMania, right?
Well, but there was even the reports that he was late to Mania. But like all this, the studios and WWE all said, they denied all these allegations.
Did
But
Sean Ross
of course,
Sapp
they
report
are
that?
going to. No.
Okay.
They also said Johnson and Ryan Reynolds got into a heated argument on the set of Red Notice over Johnson being late. So, yeah, is it true? I don't know, but that's what the story is.
Right.
So this is the beef that they had on Fast and Furious?
Maybe that was it.
Between Vin Diesel?
Maybe that was it. You'd think Vin Diesel would have said something. Who knows?
Dwayne.
Yeah, but there's also
I just
an
need you
unwritten
to come
rule.
in early.
Yeah, but there's an unwritten rule to like not share your beef off screen too, because
Sure.
like every actor, if you shared all their shit, they'd all look like assholes, and then the movie wouldn't make any money because you're like, you don't want to go pay for an asshole.
Right, and I mean, Vin Diesel and The Rock both did make their stuff public, but I'm still wondering if it was just all a publicity stunt.
Yeah, right.
Could be.
Could have been. But yeah, that Vin Diesel Instagram post was one of the greatest things
Rock.
ever.
I need you to come back
back to the family.
and be late early this time.
Yeah, that would have been great. if he said-
early.
Right. Also, in an interview with Empire, Hugh Jackman revealed that Kevin Feige initially told him to not return as Wolverine. He said, "Don't come back. You had the greatest ending in history with Logan. That's not something we should undo."
Agree. But
I disagree.
they found a way for it.
I disagree.
I don't think it was the greatest ending, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it was fine, but no, you can be amazing now with Deadpool.
Yeah.
Right.
And end it here. This would be a way better ending.
They found the right way than just some other type of, let's make another Wolverine movie.
Right.
This isn't even going to be a one-off. I'm telling you,
I
Deadpool
think
and
it's
Wolverine
gonna be.
will be the fucking stars in
That's
the
the new
Avengers
franchise.
movie. They will.
Deadpool, Wolverine
And it'll
2.
be great. I don't know why you're cringing. What do you want instead of them?
Yeah.
No, I'm not cringing.
Miss Marvel?
I'm not cringing. I don't think that's going to happen.
I think it will. I think at least they'll be in it. Yeah, how are you going to make another Avengers movie without like top talent? They don't have like everyone else,
You got to
wants to
make
see
it. You
Miss
got to make
Marvel.
that talent.
Well,
like
You
Miss
got
Marvel.
to push the newbies, right? In the wrestling world.
not the ones they've got.
The newbies aren't ready, Joe.
Yeah.
They're
No.
not ready for
I
prime
don't know
time.
if they'll ever be ready.
You're right.
But yeah, I mean, look, I liked Logan. I'm not a huge fan of super sad endings, and that certainly was. Like Avengers Endgame, okay, Tony Stark dies. But there's other heroes in the movie. and he certainly earned it. You know, like in Logan, he was just protecting that random family,
Right.
and then his I guess surrogate daughter or whatever. But it was super sad. I'm glad that they're bringing him back. I mean, everyone. It's like, do you want to undo Tony Stark's death? No, not really. That was really the perfect death. But if they were to bring him back, I'd be fine with it.
If they found a right way, like they're doing right now.
Well, yeah, this is the right way. I mean, there's no better.
Agree.
There's no better reason to bring back Hugh Jackman than with another Deadpool movie.
I did see that Hugh Jackman, I can't remember where it was from, but he commented on wearing the actual uniform, the Wolverine uniform, and he's like, finally, I can't believe it took them so long.
Oh my God, how many films?
And
How many films
I mean,
has he been Wolverine in?
Over 20 years.
It's crazy.
The first X-Men movie, he's like, you guys really wear this stuff? And then Cyclops says, what do you prefer, yellow spandex? And I was in the theater and I yelled, yes!
Please!
Yes!
Fan service.
Bryan Singer, you fucking rapist.
You rapist.
Allegedly.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Moving on. Giancarlo Esposito, a.k.a. Gus Fring from Breaking Bad, told Collider that he's joining the MCU sooner rather than later.
Yes!
But not as Professor X, which he previously stated he would like to play.
Right.
Why would you? We already have two of them. I don't need a third Professor X.
No, but he was at someone asked him like, who would you like to play at some some convention thing, and he said Professor X, but he said it'll be better than you can imagine. But again, the sooner rather than later, so maybe it's a post-credit scene in Deadpool or something, or a cameo in Deadpool.
Well, but to say it's going to be better than you imagine, like he's got to be like a top name in the comics, right?
Maybe
Who's
he's
left?
Dr. Doom.
That's what I want to know. Oh, Dr. Doom.
Maybe. Interesting.
That could work. I mean, he's pretty old though, but that could work. Yeah. I mean, especially if you're doing this whole the Fantastic Four movie is taking place in the 60s or 70s. Maybe something could be
one. Why not?
said about that. Like, oh, now look at him now and he's old. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. But obviously he's a great actor, so that's a good casting.
Yeah, and it's nice to see. We've all wanted him to join the MCU.
Right.
He's a great villain.
I still can't wait to see Harrison Ford as Red Hulk. That's either going to be the greatest or worst thing. Probably worst. Probably the worst thing ever.
Probably bad.
It'll be good.
Yeah?
He's Harrison Ford.
Well, he
doesn't fuck things
But
up.
they cast Woody Harrelson to play Carnage, and we all know how that went.
God damn it, Andrew.
God damn it, you're right. But I have high hopes for Giancarlo.
Yeah, sure.
High hopes.
Also, Chris Hemsworth recently told Vanity Fair he feels he didn't stick the landing with Thor: Love and Thunder. He said, I got caught up in the improv and the wackiness, and I became a parody of myself.
It's true.
He said he also feels he owes the audience another movie to make up for it. Also, last November, Taika Waititi told Business Insider that he won't be involved in the next Thor film. But he also said he only directed the Thor films for money. He was like, yeah, I don't really care about Thor or anything.
Why
like
would he
that.
say that? That's so. I hate when directors do that.
I feel like he was also upset because I think they fired him from doing.
I just did
one.
it for money,
Because Love and Thunder got bad reviews. I still liked Love and Thunder.
It.
I still like,
fine.
yeah, it wasn't the best fucking movie ever, but I still liked it.
And
I know it was goofy. It was very goofy, but
he wasn't incredibly goofy in it. Maybe early on.
was.
Early on,
well, no,
he
he
was.
was.
No, he was.
But
He was.
I
But
thought-
They've been slowly doing that to Thor his entire legacy.
Sure.
Getting dumber and goofier and dumber and goofier. You're like, wait a minute. That's not really.
It's because the first two movies were so boring.
well, they need a
You don't have to
movie.
make them dumb and goofy.
Ragnarok was great though.
Great.
He was
was
he was
great.
very dumb in Ragnarok.
Great.
But
He was
that
very
was
dumb.
that was part of the zany and
Him and
silly.
Hulk were just, it was just like a buddy.
A dumb off.
Yeah,
It was
a
a zany-
unitard movie.
zany comedy.
It was Dumb and Dumber with superheroes.
was-
it absolutely
yeah,
was.
yeah.
He fucking throws the bouncy ball, it hits him in the head. I mean, come on. It was Dumb and Dumber with superheroes.
Well, it ended with him
But it was
being
great.
strong like bull.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I
but-
love Ragnarok.
Yeah, everyone loves Ragnarok.
But it would be nice to see one movie where they reestablish the Thor character as a real big badass, as the big bad.
I mean, even in
he's a
Endgame-
fucking god.
In Endgame, he was hilarious as, he was fat and depressed.
Fat Thor.
It was so funny.
the character.
I think Thor and Hulk can still kind of lead the Avengers to the end of the world party and save the day again.
Thor, sure, but they hate Hulk. I mean, they just do.
Yeah.
Let's be
I think it's
honest.
just too hard to, the CG is probably like hundreds of millions to make it right.
That's why I'm worried about the Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Because the Hulk looks kind of like Mark Ruffalo. What is Harrison Ford Hulk gonna look like?
A red Mark Ruffalo.
It's just the same. It'd be hilarious.
Wait, he turned into the Hulk, but he looks like Mark Ruffalo. What?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Yeah.
And then there's also a rumor out there that Ben Affleck's in talks to join the MCU. Just a rumor, though, so far.
Batman version?
Yeah, really. That's what I was trying to think of, too. Who's the DC's Batman?
I don't know.
He's in talks to just be, because, Lecter's in the Deadpool movie.
No.
Well, yeah, that was also a rumor forever, is that he was going to be Daredevil in
Yeah.
Deadpool, which he still might be.
Put it on the score sheet.
Yeah.
It's got to be. Are we already starting that score sheet?
Well, we'll do it
We got
the
a
week it
few,
comes out.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But again, like I said, we're all just going to check every box. And you have the same score sheet? You said all 50 people are going to be in the movie?
I think I was the worst when we did Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I thought everyone was like, Tom Cruise, yep, of course. 100%. 100%.
100%.
Maybe it should be the least.
And it was only Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Oh, and Daredevil. But everyone knew that already. Like the Daredevil thing wasn't even a surprise anymore.
Maybe you can only check like 5 boxes on the score sheet.
No,
or
of course
something
no.
like
You should be able to check as many as you want.
Well, we're all going to check them all.
Yeah.
You are the Deadpool champion.
No, that if
you
you're
only
making
got
me-
20 wrong.
If you're not making me check boxes, I'm not checking shit. 'Cause I learned my lesson the first time.
Joe, you check no boxes.
Yeah.
I think you win.
It's going to be boring.
You have to check
Joe,
5.
like Azazel, like he's in it. We know. Why didn't you just check Azazel?
No, I thought it was a deepfake.
Wolverine's in the movie. You can check Wolverine.
No, sir.
But how many Wolverines? That's
We
the question.
we pretty much saw Daniel Radcliffe as Wolverine. No, sir.
That's a good point. Is how many Wolverines?
Exactly.
That's a good one. Over under like 5 Wolverines.
Put it on the scorecard.
Yeah. You gotta
4.5 is a good number.
Over,
Sure,
right? You feel like you're taking over on everything.
I know how many Deadpools. We've heard rumors that there's going to be different kinds of Deadpools too.
Right. Well, in the trailer, we saw dead
Lady
dog.
Deadpool. Oh, we did?
Or pool dog.
We did? I
Yeah,
don't
the
remember
dog that was licking his face. That was Deadpool dog.
Yeah, but is he Deadpool?
It's a variant of Deadpool.
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
notice
apparently that's one of them.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, that's all I've got. What do you have, Josh?
Well, since you were talking about Ben Affleck and Batman news, I thought this was kind of interesting. So Jonathan Nolan, the brother of Christopher Nolan, would like to return to the Dark Knight universe.
He wrote those movies.
He said, "Wouldn't that be a dream if I had the chance to go back and work on that again?"
Yeah.
Absolutely. I added the fucking.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna get excited about this. He's just saying. So he was probably being interviewed, and someone said, "Hey, would you ever return to the Batman franchise?" And he was like, "Yeah, it was great." You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fucking get my. It's also not Christopher Nolan. Jonathan Nolan deserves a lot of credit. He helped write all of those movies, but there's no way.
But
I would say there's no way in hell Christopher Nolan ever returns. I mean, Jonathan Nolan maybe, but
He could have easily said, "No, I've kind of closed that chapter on my life. That story."
Yeah, but
is
when you're doing interviews, if someone was like, "Hey, Andrew, you ever gonna do another Spider-Man cartoon parody?" I'd be like, "Yeah, maybe," but I have no fucking idea that I'll ever do another one.
Andrew Pisano commits to at least 6 new Spider-Man cartoons.
It's been like over 10 years since I've done those, so I can see how he's just trying to be a people pleaser. We can't count on that. First of all, we have Matt Reeves' Batman franchise.
Sure.
Now we're gonna have a new, Batman. So yeah,
He's open to it, and I'm fine with that. So maybe if these bomb, maybe they go back to it. Who knows?
Sure.
We'll see what happens in the next decade.
So it's kind of funny. I do have this. The Fall Guy movie debuted, and it says it doesn't stick the landing, debuting to only 28 million. Do you remember when 28 million was like an amazing debut?
Sure.
That's a bad debut.
Well, it probably cost $100 million.
Yeah, I guess. So what do they expect? Like 70 million debut for a movie these days?
I think
that just doesn't happen anymore.
I think whatever they spent on it, they expect to make it back the opening weekend.
Right.
And probably just barely. I thought this was kind of interesting. Deadline reported the biggest failures of 2023. And do you want to give a
Fall Guy budget 130 million.
Wow.
So that's the
Not
problem.
even
But
get close.
Go ahead. Yeah, 28 million. I mean, my God. When are they going to learn? Like, you can't make original movies anymore. You just can't.
Hey, shut your mouth.
I know. I hate it, but did you go fucking see it?
No.
You gotta write stuff on a big book
But
franchise.
I'm not, I'm a Ryan Gosling hater, so I go see original movies when I can. Go ahead, Josh.
So of the top 5 movies that lost the most amount of money, we saw 2 of them.
Oh, I saw this list.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's pretty obvious.
So what do you
This
think
is
number
for
1 is,
2023.
Joe?
This
Yes,
is losing money.
Losing money. 2023. Number 1.
Losing money.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not thinking of like a lot of shitty movies right now.
It's a Marvel movie.
Oh, the Marvels.
Yes.
Is that number 1?
It lost $237 million.
How does that not shut down the Marvel?
And then right after, Bob Iger was like, "All right, no more woke bullshit."
We're getting back to rated R. We're gonna put the R back in Marvel.
Yeah, sure.
Oh God.
All right, Deadpool, Wolverine, make that shit.
Yeah.
Number 2 was The Flash at 155 million.
That makes sense too.
Number 3 was Indiana Jones 5, 143 million.
I started that movie. Never went back to it.
Well, probably a lot of other people. Number 4 was Wish, 131 million.
That's another Disney movie, right?
Another Disney movie.
Like a cartoon.
And then number 5, another Disney production, Haunted Mansion, 117
why would that even-
million.
So
Who
wait,
would
let me
wanna
see.
see that?
That's like almost all Disney.
Almost all Disney, except for
So
the
not
Flash,
the Flash.
right?
I think Indiana Jones is owned by Disney now, isn't
I think
it?
so too, right?
Wow.
Yeah, because it's part of Disneyland, right? All the Disneyland rides, isn't there an Indiana Jones ride?
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily. But no, I think they do own that
think so, too.
franchise now.
So that's crazy. Disney lost so much money last year.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
You know what was second at the box office this weekend? Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, celebrating its 25.
How much money How much money did it make? Because that's ridiculous.
$10,000.
Like a fucking horrible movie.
8 million.
That's so fucking dumb. Spider-Man 2 made $1 million.
It did.
Spider-Man 2 made like almost $1 million the first day. But I don't know about like for that whole week. But yeah, it was like Monday they made 800,000. So I don't know after this. But like The Phantom Menace, I mean, come on. It's a bad movie. It's a really, really bad movie.
Well, all those are, yeah.
So
Godzilla versus Kong is still in the top 5. I'm like, didn't that come out forever ago? 6th week.
Well, there's not much.
4.5 million.
There's just not much out right
There's not
now.
much coming out.
So it's
with
made
with all
100
the strikes, there's not much is coming out. for a while.
180 million US. Guess how much globally?
It's got to be
it's
over
Godzilla movie.
500 million, right?
Well done. 546.
That's what I would think, right?
That's crazy.
But you're right, Andrew. All those writer strikes have fucked us.
Yeah.
That was what, 6 months of writer strikes, and now we're 6 months
Well,
behind.
that's also why Deadpool's the only MCU movie out this year. Which actually, that's a good thing though, because we need a break.
Yeah, it's that way I can watch it 5-6 times.
Yeah.
In the theater.
All right, let's get to the roast of Tom Brady. The greatest roast of all time. The GROAT is what they called it.
Oh.
Instead of the GOAT, it's the GROAT.
It certainly wasn't that.
No.
But there was a lot of great moments.
I'm new to roasting, so I mean, it was fine. It was
This
the greatest.
is your first roast?
It's the greatest roast I think I've ever seen.
You were
start to
laughing a
finish.
lot. You were laughing more than any of us,
Yeah,
Joshua.
it was pretty funny.
Well, Josh is easy to please.
I am.
Very
Oh,
easy to
I'm the
please.
Gronk of the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Busted.
The Gronk of the podcast.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I accept my role, and I love it.
That's good. Yeah. I'm glad I went into this blind and didn't know who was going to be there for the most part.
Sure.
Like until they showed the opening credits,
Yeah, same. Yeah.
But no, Josh, I need to send you a few roasts to watch. The roast of James Franco is probably the best one.
It might be the best hour and a half of television I've ever seen.
It's so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
James Franco's a funny guy.
Yeah. So to start this, no, it's not James Franco. That's funny.
It's
in
all
the
the
roast.
roasters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we start off. We see it's an intro video, and Bill Belichick is talking to someone that we're supposed to think it's Tom Brady. He's like, "It's great to see you. Everyone's excited you're here, but tonight's not your night. Sorry, Drew." And then it's Drew Bledsoe.
Ew.
And then Tom Brady walks up, and Belichick says, "You're in, kid." And then Bledsoe says, "Are you fucking serious?"
Again.
Yeah. God damn it. And then Rich Eisen introduces the host, Kevin Hart, because it's football.
Because football.
Right. There was a lot of like a crossover there.
Maybe the only Jets fan there? Right. Although Jeff Ross is a Jersey boy, so I think he is a Jets fan, actually. I think Jeff Ross is, which is funny that he didn't mention that.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, Hart says we're here to roast the greatest quarterback of all time, but Joe Montana's not here.
Yeah, that's true.
He says, you might be asking why we didn't go to the crypto arena. That's because we didn't want to remind everyone that Tom Brady fucked them over with that.
That was
insane.
Good.
That was good.
That is insane, that the crypto stuff with Tom Brady.
And then we watch a video of Tom Brady's career. Like every roast, they have a video package where the video package is roasting, the roastee or whatever.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It shows a bunch of embarrassing moments.
Yeah.
But this was just a total Tom Brady suck-off.
And it starts with Michigan, and we're like, okay.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't this great college player.
Right.
No.
It shows the M from Michigan. It has the Netflix sound effect. That was
pretty
funny.
funny.
But then he's throwing a pass in Michigan, it turns into like a Patriots touchdown.
Yep.
Just a total suck off.
Right. And for the first few minutes, it felt like it was going to be way too congratulatory.
Who's watching this and doesn't know that he's the best quarterback of all time? We know.
It's Netflix.
We know.
I figured there'd be some of this, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's just Tom Brady had too much control over it.
He was an executive producer.
Yeah. He was an EVP.
He was an EVP.
EVP. He got into a fight with Kevin Hart backstage, and there's. Now, wait, the press scrum's happening right now. Hold on. Empty-headed dumb fuck, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart's going to post a video later. I was never more afraid in my life. Yeah. Tom Brady stood up. Or no, when Gronk stood up and told me to suck his dick.
Oh my God. There's so much insanity. I didn't think it would be this crazy.
I know.
It's better for the podcast. We're going to be laughing our asses off. So Brady walks out. He says, "Are you guys ready? Because it's game time. Let's go." And it's like, when does the roastee come out and say anything before we get started?
Never, ever, really.
So Kevin Hart says Tom's been ruining NFL fans' Sundays for years. So tonight I'm ruining yours, Tom.
In hindsight,
that was too real.
To ruin more NFL fans, they should have did this on a Sunday night during the football season.
That's funny.
Right.
That would have been more funny.
Hart says since his divorce, Tom's been fucking so much his dick has CTE.
That's a good one.
That was good.
And so many jokes about Giselle, too. I felt bad about Giselle.
This one of the best jokes of the night. He goes, "Giselle told you to quit or we're done. Quit or we're done. But if you can go 8 and 9 and all it costs you are your wife and kids, and sometimes you got to do what you got to do."
So good.
So good.
So funny.
Amazing.
Yes.
And he goes, "Brady, you fucked Belichick and left him with Mac Jones. You know who else fucked their coach? Giselle fucked her karate coach. 8 karate classes a day, and she's still a white belt."
That's so funny.
Amazing.
Hey, babe. Aren't you supposed to be getting a new belt sometime soon?
Yeah.
No, I can't figure out this move.
Yeah. Right. I need more lessons. I think we have to go to 9.
Lessons, yeah.
So Jeff Ross is the first roaster, which we were all like, what? He's the best. He's usually one of the last ones.
He's always the last, except for the guest.
They started
the guest of honor.
Hot.
He looked
with
like
Jeff
a
Ross.
used condom.
Yeah, you're not a roaster, Josh. Stop.
Okay.
You're not part of the roast.
I'm just telling you
We're
what
reviewing
I saw.
the roast. You're not a roast.
I'm just
Matt, that would have
saying
been.
I saw.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Sure.
I have a question for you. Would Josh have been better than Belichick?
Oh, come on now.
I don't know.
Would he have
That's
been
hard.
better
That's
than
disrespectful.
Julian Edelman? If we wrote jokes
Well,
for
if we
him.
wrote for him, then it's all about
But they
timing.
all. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I would have been hilarious.
No one's laughing. Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck
What's
yourself.
What's wrong? I wrote jokes. I'm a good roaster. I'm doing this.
Tits.
That was funny, motherfuckers.
His delivery sucks. He's like, tits.
When Netflix
Like
asked me to be here for the roast of Tom Brady, I said, tits.
Tits.
And they said, what?
What? Are you going to say that on our show? You're out.
So Jeff Ross comes out on a moving platform dressed as a football player.
O.J. Simpson.
And then they show the back of the jersey and it says roast J. Simpson.
Oh my God. And he's coming from hell.
Yes. I just came from
There's
hell.
blood on his jersey.
Aaron Hernandez says hello.
Oh.
I had to dress like OJ because I'm about to kill this white bitch.
It's too soon. It's too soon for both jokes. Too soon.
So great.
You're a legend, Tom. You really put the jizz in Giselle.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That was good.
I wanted Kevin to host because he already looks like a deflated football fan. He's been an Eagles fan, or he's a big Eagles fan. In fact, one of them flew him here tonight.
That's good. It's a small person joke.
He points out Dana White in the crowd, and he says, "You're like the Michael Vick, but with human beings."
That's way too true. Way too
Oh,
true.
fuck. He said, "We're at the Forum, which is also how Gronk counts to 5.
And you know what's funny is
3, 4,
Yeah. He didn't even have to explain it. It was such a good joke.
It was so good.
He didn't even have to explain it.
No, but
For
they cut to a picture of Gronk, and he's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then he goes, poor Gronk, he thinks his last name is Owski.
So fucking good.
It's good shit.
Gronkowski.
Jeff
Yeah.
Ross is amazing.
No, between him and what was the other girl? The girl's name?
Oh, Nikki Glazer.
Nikki Glazer. I don't know who was better. Like,
Well,
they
they're
were
always
both-
the two best. Because they're pretty much have been every roast. And I mean, they haven't done a roast in 5 years. Comedy Central stopped doing them, but she did the last few, and he was always there. They're always the two best.
Did they do Ric Flair's roast? I know Ric Flair. had one.
No. Ric Flair had like no comedians. Like no. Remember how terrible that was?
I don't remember it.
We reviewed it. We reviewed the roast.
I did see a roast.
So
then.
bad.
Okay. Well, compared to this was the greatest roast of all time.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Wow.
that doesn't even count.
Well.
Doesn't even count.
Yeah.
He says, Tom, you were drafted in the 6th round after Belichick's dog accidentally stepped on this keyboard.
So fucking funny.
When Tom met Robert Kraft, he told him, this is the greatest decision this organization has ever made. Would you like a massage? And then they cut to Robert Kraft sitting in the crowd.
Then Tom Brady got up and said, "Don't say that again.
Don't say that shit again.
Don't say that shit again. He like threatened him.
Yeah. Tom, you're the perfect example of working hard. If you work hard, eat right, film the other team's practice, deflate the footballs, have the NFL create new rules just for you, then you can be the 3rd most famous person in a Dunkin' Donuts commercial."
So fucking great. So great.
That's roastable. Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
One of my favorite Jeff Ross lines ever was on the James Franco roast. Jonah Hill was there, and he said, "Jonah, when Quentin Tarantino called you and said, 'I want you to be in my spaghetti western,' Jonah said, 'You had me at spaghetti.'"
So good. It's so good.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
I've seen him live do stand-up in person. Once was like 2 years ago, and he brings random people in the crowd on stage and roasted them. He brought like 10 people on stage and roasted them. It was
Interesting.
amazing.
Okay.
Yeah. Next up is Drew Bledsoe.
So
Why?
this is where I could tell. I mean, like we'll get to some of his jokes.
No.
But like, like the athletes, like, is this a normal thing? Like you have like the non-comedians do jokes?
No,
as well?
but you do, yes.
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes,
Well,
yes.
not this many though.
Right.
It's
There's
not.
so
It's
many?
not half comedians, half celebrities. You know,
Or athletes,
it's usually
yeah.
like they choose a couple of celebrities and they really like. They go over the jokes with them multiple times. They practice. It's clear they didn't practice.
No.
But Josh, the problem is this: if you have a celebrity, at least they're an actor. At least they might know something about comedic timing.
Exactly.
These are athletes. They don't know any of this.
No.
They're so deadpan. They don't know how to hit a mark. Like it's so dead.
And
Well,
then
you know what it reminded me
Awkward.
of? It reminded me of the roast of Booker T that I went to at the Houston
I
Improv.
have seen a few roasts.
Because it was all wrestlers
And
pretty
that
much.
was not good.
And it was like, it was so bad.
No, that was more congratulatory than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they missed it. Like that's when we were working at 610.
Right.
And 610 put it together. So like Sean Pendergast was a roaster and he wasn't great, but he was one of the best ones just because the rest were all like horrible. The best one was Chris Jericho, like from a pre-recorded video.
Yeah.
He was the best one.
Yeah, I remember The Undertaker cut a video for him too, and it was just like, I loved working with Booker T. He
But
was great.
I told our boss, who was a big wrestling fan. It's the only reason why Booker T had a wrestling show. He's seen me do Stone Cold on 610. And I told him, I was like, I could do the roast as Stone Cold. Like, I know I can write jokes. I'll do it as Stone Cold. I'll talk about how I whooped him in the grocery store. And he was like, no.
I don't think that's going to work.
Like, it would have been the best fucking part of
good.
this shitty roast.
Yeah.
It was such a horrible roast.
It was bad. Yeah, no, you're right. That would have been a good idea, but yeah.
But yeah, Bledsoe says Belichick has a lot of time on his hands now. At least when I got fired, someone else wanted me. Then we have a bad Jewish joke for Julian Edelman. Ooh. Belichick wanted him to play nickel on defense, but he held out for a dime.
No.
No.
God.
No.
Tom, I did experience some things that you haven't, like number 1 overall draft pick and my 28th wedding anniversary.
That's good.
So, all right, he had one good thing.
Yeah.
So then Kevin Hart introduces Nikki Glazer. And sadly, she got a nose job, and now she looks like a 70-year-old lizard.
Well, her eyes are done. I was just looking at it. It's like, yeah, she's definitely a lot different.
Yeah.
I don't know why you do all that.
I mean, look at her there. Like, she's, you know.
Like, why do you do all that work? You're a pretty girl before the work.
Yeah.
Why do that work? Like, you're not some Hollywood actress that you have to keep up with the times. You're a stand-up comedian who looked fine.
I know.
I don't
it's
know
so
this.
sad.
She had more character to her look before.
She looked like a human being.
Right. That's
it also might have been a lot of makeup, but clearly she had a nose job, and it's bad.
I don't know this Nikki
it's a shame.
Glazer
Completely different person.
She's so funny, though.
Apparently, she's a cum guzzler, I guess.
Yeah, well, she's been called that before.
All right.
Well, one of the roasts, Jeff Ross said, Nikki Glazer, you might remember her from her porn name, Nikki Glazer.
Yeah, right.
Glazer, I just met her. But yeah, Kevin Hart introduces her. She says, thank you, 15 cents.
That's good. Yeah.
Give Kevin a hand because he can't reach. Did you know every day Kevin wakes up at 4 a.m. and makes another shitty movie? I call them short films. Yep. Kevin is 115 pounds, 155 pounds after The Rock finishes. You're his favorite fleshlight.
Wow, he's got 100 pounds of cum. Yes. That's way too much cum.
Nikki says, Gronk, is it true you were the first person born with CTE? Rob, you put the down in touchdown. You put the tard in Rob Gronkowski is retarded.
That was the best.
And, you know, I felt bad for Gronk because he was just like an innocent bystander through this whole roast. It felt like it was half or more than half roast of Gronkowski.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's always how these roasts go.
Is it?
It's always like someone in the crowd, like someone in the dais gets the worst jokes. And for the James Franco one, it was Jonah Hill. But like that's always how it goes.
Yeah. All right.
You know?
New to roasting. All right.
Julian, how did you get here tonight? Did you hitch a ride on Tom's dick? Drew bled so Tom could run.
Yep.
Tom, your ex-wife's boyfriend can beat your ass while eating hers.
It's too true.
Tom has a strict diet plan, and if you follow it, you too can lose your family. Tom lost $30 million in crypto. How did you fall for that? Even Gronk knows. Me know that not real money.
I think that was the best joke.
Gronk was a good sport because when he went up there, he pretty much owned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gronk has Bitcoin, but he just chews on nickels.
Bitcoin. That's great.
I only started watching football ever since Taylor Swift said it was okay. So that was so awesome. She was amazing.
She was good. And rehearing this, you know, I think she might have
Like
been
at
the
least
best.
spread them out. Like don't do them back to back pretty much. I mean in between Bledsoe, but like yeah.
I don't understand why one of them wasn't the closer. I guess because they
had to close with Affleck.
Maybe because they knew this was going to be 3 hours, and comedy should never be 3 hours.
So you get the funny
You know what I
people out
mean?
of the
When
way.
you go see a stand-up act, the headliner does an hour. A tight hour.
Maybe an hour, right?
You know what I mean?
45
and that's it.
to an hour, yeah.
Right. There's an opener, and yeah.
Right. I've just got 1 minute and 45.
Next up, we've got Randy Moss.
I know. I mean, he's Randy Moss.
Before I went to the Patriots, I heard about Spygate. Then after I left, I heard about Deflategate. So, Tom, why didn't we cheat when I was there?
Right. Because he didn't win a ring, yeah.
And this was mostly just Randy bitching about not having a Super Bowl ring.
Give me your ring. You have a cock ring, nose ring, whatever ring.
Because I'm pretty sure all the other Patriots that were there, because they were Willie McGinnis,
Matt Light.
Yeah.
Rodney Harrison.
Rodney Harrison. Yeah, I think they all have rings already.
Danny Amendola has rings. Jesus Christ.
Then Kim Kardashian was next.
What?
Wait, sorry.
Why?
They booed her out of the building.
Of course they
She
did.
was like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Fuck. She tells Tom, you remind me of my stepdad now, and they do a side-by-side because of all the plastic surgery. You know, that I feel like that maybe that was something Brady said you can't joke about was the plastic surgery because they really barely touched on that. And I feel you could have done a lot.
That and jokes
So
about
a
Robert
side by
Kraft.
side of when he was drafted
Here's
and
the
how
problem.
they fixed that jawline.
Here's the problem. He looks better. It's
Of
not
course.
often that you look better after plastic
Right.
surgery. He looks way fucking better.
But they did that for the Rob Lowe roast, and he still looks good. You know, they constantly talked about his plastic surgery. But like, I
he's
mean,
older.
really,
Like once Tom gets like another 10 years and it starts to look weird,
Yeah.
that's when you can destroy him.
Well, you said
because
it.
Rob Lowe is.
you
know,
said he looked weird.
He
I
did-
mean, when he walked out, he looked like a fucking robot.
his teeth are too white.
It was like
you can't whiten your teeth that bright.
it was like he died, and they invented a Westworld bot,
An
and it was
AI
like, here he
version.
is.
It's TB12, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well,
Thankfully, she only did like 5 minutes. She reminds us that her father helped get O.J. Simpson off. It's like, all right.
And that apparently her and Tom Brady almost fucked, I guess.
Yeah. Jeff Ross goes in the crowd. He says Caitlyn Jenner wanted to be here, but she was confused about the tuck rule. That's good,
Ooh, can you say that on Netflix?
I guess. Then Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer.
Not good.
We had so
I was
much hope.
so excited because first of all, Tom Segura is a great stand-up comedian. His podcast is hilarious. They're Two Bears, One Cave podcast. I just think they had a bad idea. That's all. Like, I don't know if Bert Kreischer could have been good at roasting separately. Maybe that's why Tom Segura was like, don't worry, we'll do it together, buddy. Because, like, I feel like Tom on his own would have done great. Just get up there, do a roast like anyone else would.
Right.
But
he
instead, they did this two-man thing.
Had to wait for Bert so often.
All Bert was doing was reacting to Tom. He was just he was just reacting.
That's what Bert Kreischer does.
It was not good. Maybe the worst comedian.
They complain how white people are getting kicked out of sports. They show a photo of Brady and his best friend Donald Trump. They showed a shirtless photo of Tom Brady hugging a football, and they were like, "What the fuck is this?"
I agree. That's crazy.
It's creepy.
Looked like he had football as a dick.
They compared Tom Brady to Ted Bundy and go through a checklist to prove he's a psychopath. Wasn't really funny. Then they compare Brady to Hitler, and Segura says at least Hitler did what we all want you to do, and that's put a bullet in your head, which probably was the funniest thing they said. But my God, I was so disappointed.
It was a really rough 5 minutes.
I love Tom Segura. It
was rough.
He makes me cry laughing all the
I was
time.
like, can we get Kim Kardashian back up?
No, shut up. Then Kevin Hart goes in the crowd. He calls Dana White racist. He was like, what are you trying to square? Oh, Dana White, keeping racism alive. Next up is Sam J.
Who are you?
I've never heard of this person.
For someone that I've never heard of, not terrible.
I didn't think
It's better than the Burt Kessler. And
she wasn't like the
other
worst,
guy.
but she was not good. She
What is
says
this, Sam what?
Sam J.
J.
Bert, if you were funny, you would have died like Chris Farley or John Belushi. She tells Bledsoe, Tom won you a Super Bowl ring. Your ring's like my strap-on. Just because you put it on doesn't make it real.
Okay, rough. Okay, it's a rough start.
Then it got awkward where for like 5 minutes she was telling Brady how to fuck her. It was just
Okay,
like,
now that
I want to
I'm-
make sure my pussy still works.
Now that I'm recounting it, all right, it's just as bad as Bert and Tom.
Apparently, she was a writer for SNL for like 3 seasons.
Sure.
I don't know.
Must have been the 3 rough ones.
Then we hear a familiar voice. And because I'm such a fucking anchorman, Mark, I immediately knew. it was Will Ferrell, and I immediately knew it was Ron Burgundy. He's like, ladies and gentlemen. I'm like, it's Ron Burgundy. Can I have your attention?
I will say there were a lot of surprises, and it was fun.
He walks out, and he pulls a Hulk Hogan. He's like, great to be here at Madison Square Garden.
So good.
How about those Knickerbockers, huh?
They're doing pretty well this year.
We know they're going to lose this round, but
No.
hell of a run.
Yeah. Burgundy talks about how sexy and good-looking Tom is, but then he's like, pull yourself together, Ron. You're here to roast him. I never liked you, Tom.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
Ron pronounces Giselle wrong. It's like Giselle or whatever. And he's like, where's she from, Spain? And Brady's like, I don't know. He's like, oh, you don't even know? Okay.
It's like I never fucking understood.
He points
She
out
Russian?
how Brady dinked and dunked to 7 Super Bowls. He said last time this guy went deep, he had to pay Bridget Moynihan.
Too soon.
Bill Belichick, I hope you know it was Tom. It wasn't you. Remember when people thought it was you? It wasn't. It was Tom. I know you're unemployed. Good luck on ZipRecruiter. He calls Tom a scared little boy because Eli Manning isn't here. Eli Manning made Tom Brady his bitch, and then he makes the audience say it together. Then he mentions Tom's TB12 drinks and talks about how his favorite drink is cookies and cream, but it made him like shit diarrhea all over his house.
Yeah.
He's like, diarrhea, cookies and cream all over the house.
He's like, no, it works. I drank it once and I shit for days or something like that. Like,
Right.
It's like
That's, you lose a lot of weight.
I was running the toilet with cookies and cream.
I didn't mention his jokes that fell flat because I still like Will Ferrell, and unfortunately he's not as funny as he used to be. But it was still cool.
He spent
him as Ron Burgundy.
He spent half his set trying to fuck Tom Brady, but it was fine.
Too much of it was just, oh my god,
You're a beautiful man.
you're so handsome. oh god, like that.
Look at that jawline.
There's so much of that.
Yeah.
Then Ron introduces Bill Belichick, and they play Darth Vader's music.
So good.
He should have. Someone had to have thought like, "Hey, everyone has called you Emperor Palpatine. Just come out dressed as him."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone had to have suggested that, and he turned it down.
I'm sure he turned it down. No, that's just goofy enough.
Right.
I'm not going too goofy.
But Mr. Robot was awful. Ron Burgundy, the only member of the media I respect. It's an honor to be here at the roast of Tom Brady, not to be confused with the 10-part Bill Belichick roast on Apple TV.
Listen,
That's the Brady, I guess, series,
it's the
right?
Patriots documentary. Did you expect for Bill Belichick to be any good?
Of course not, but that's why he shouldn't be. He shouldn't do it.
Listen, I appreciate Bill Belichick going out there and doing it. I would have took him over a lot of the other people just to, see him get out of his comfort zone.
You're saying he wasn't as bad as the worst guy doesn't mean he was good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
It's too many of these guys.
If we had to have 15 people, I mean, I would.
Kraft had to do something. He had to do something. Like Gronk has to go up there.
Yeah, of course.
And we know he's gonna suck, and it's gonna be fucking amazing.
Right.
I don't need elements.
That's
punk bitch ass. Up
Gronk is good bombing.
Right.
Belichick, Kraft, Edelman. That's bad
cringy.
bombing.
Like just get it done.
Yeah.
And Bledsoe. Bleh.
Lots of "why am I here? I'm not mean" jokes. I'm famous for saying "do your job," but Gronk, I've been watching you on NFL on Fox. Please stop doing your job. Gronk endorsed his favorite. This joke should have been said by, obviously a comedian wrote this joke for him, but they should have kept it for themselves because with good delivery, this would have been one of the best jokes. Because I even knew what he was gonna say. He's like, Gronk endorses his favorite foods: Dunkin' Donuts, beef jerky, and Tide Pods.
Yeah.
This went way too long. People always wondered if it was Brady, was it me? It was both of us because of me.
No.
15 more minutes of shitty jokes.
It felt
And then we go from Belichick to Edelman. Like the two worst back to back.
Yeah.
He sucked. He laughed at every joke he said. Ha 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 ha. Jeff Ross is the kind of Jew that makes you want to join Hamas.
No, Julian. No. Don't say that.
Everyone asks me how big Gronk's dick is, and let me tell you, it gets the job done. On me. In me.
So,
Yeah, that's like what he was saying, basically.
so I guess the joke is Julian is gay?
Everyone's gay, apparently.
The whole place
Only
is gay.
white people are gay, apparently.
But there was another tight end, and he was hung. Think about it.
Crickets.
Did you think about it?
I thought about
There was
it.
already an Aaron Hernandez joke.
Yeah.
Nikki Glaser made one.
Yeah.
And we didn't mention this, but like throughout the whole night, Tom Brady is, he can't react. And I guess that's because of plastic surgery.
Oh, that's
but he's
funny.
like barely laughing. He's just got like a weird, like Cheshire cat smile on his face.
Remember the roast of Rob Lowe where Rob Riggle, he over-explains a joke, but it's hilarious?
Right.
This was like Edelman, but it was awful.
Rob Riggle would have been hilarious as a former football
Rob
player.
Riggle was hilarious on the
Yeah,
Rob
I
Lowe
bet.
roast. He jokes about sucking Tom's dick and says there was a lot of pineapple in those TB12 drinks. Cum. Lots of cum.
Yo, sweet
cum.
Yeah, we get it, bro. What are we? He thinks we're all idiots.
It was sweet cum, guys. That's the joke. That's the joke, guys.
Explaining.
Guys, think about it. It's cum. I swallowed Tom's cum.
Yeah.
Yep.
I live in his guest house.
Did you see the South Park episode where Tom Brady drinks Butter's cum? No, I drank the cum.
Yeah.
Wait, was it an episode?
Oh, yeah, it was great.
What?
Oh, it was great. You got to see that episode.
Tom Brady sucks soft butters?
No, not exactly. It's much better
What?
than that.
Okay, you have to send me that episode. I
Oh,
wanna
fuck
watch
it.
it.
We could watch it right after this.
Yeah.
Tony Hinchcliffe was next.
Oh,
He
my
pretended he
God.
was hosting his podcast, but it was called Kill Tommy. He pulls Dana White's name out of the bucket, gives him 60 seconds, and really the only funny thing Dana said was, "My name is Dana. Is that trans enough for you liberal fucks?"
You liberal fucks on Netflix.
It's good.
So good.
And then Tony walks to the stage. He asks Tom, "Nice shoes. Did you win that in the divorce?" Tom's afraid of giants, which is why Kevin Hart is hosting. All night he's been using the stool Aaron Hernandez jumped off of. Tony also said a lot of jokes that I don't feel comfortable repeating.
No.
He was amazing.
Do you want me to read them?
He
No.
was amazing.
No.
Gronk, I'm glad you could take a break from writing letters to Santa.
That was good.
How about Ron Burgundy? A whale's vagina, which reminds me Kim Kardashian's here. And then Tony sits down and Kevin Hart says, clap for him before he shoots up a school. But he
That's
did
right.
so, he said the F word, which you can't say anymore. It's crazy.
Friends?
No.
No.
Then Kevin Hart introduces Gronk, and he says he will soon hold the record for most concussions received while reading a teleprompter.
Yeah.
And too true. Apparently had a hard time with the teleprompter.
Oh, yeah, of course. Gronk, he's constantly saying, like, I'm an idiot, guys. I can't do this. He says Drew got traded to the Buffalo Bills, which means he played for the two worst Bills in football.
Damn.
Then he says, what's up, Tom's sisters? And then Tom starts to go after him. And then he said, this is where it just goes off the rails. Julian's nickname was the Squirrel because he loved having Tom's nuts in his mouth. Gronk tells Belichick, you never gave Tom a hand job, huh? You never finished him off, and then Belichick has a whistle that he's blowing.
That's so strange.
More dick sucking and ass rape jokes.
It was a lot of dick sucking jokes about Tom Brady.
At this point, I said, I think Gronk wrote his whole set. And then right after I said that, Gronk was, yeah, I wrote that joke. We were like, of course.
Yeah.
It was very
You
good
don't have to
timing
tell
by
us.
you. That was
No.
good.
He said, Tom's like the avocados he eats. I'm told he's a fruit, but I'm just not sure. He says, I have 5 brothers. Tom doesn't even know 5 brothers. And then Kevin Hart stands up and he says, you could still suck my dick. I'll try it with you. You could do that grip thing. Oh, it'd be great. He just keeps...
Stop. What is happening?
It was so weird.
And then he just starts bragging about how awesome of a player he was, which, yeah, you were. But he's like, oh, they told me to write, a 10-yard in. And then, oh, what is Gronk doing? He's going deep. Touchdown.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this?
So it's just Gronk talking about he's an idiot,
Yes.
but everything worked out because he's Gronk.
Then he gets lost in the teleprompter, and Kevin Hart said, sound it out, Rob. Go ahead. And then he says he wants to take a shot with Tom and Belichick because he never had to drink with them. And he pulls the wrong box out of the podium. And Kevin Hart's like,
right.
no, Gronk, no, not that one. That's mine.
No, you fucking monkey.
And
He's
then
like, Gronk,
yeah.
over here, Gronk.
So they do the shot, and then Gronk spikes the shot glass, and the glass goes everywhere.
Blinding Kim Kardashian in
Yes,
the front row.
right. We were all crossing our fingers
She's
for
like,
that.
oh, you pop my tits. Ah.
Yeah. Andrew Schultz was next. I really like him as well. He says Kevin Hart is best friends with The Rock. His dad was best friends with The Rock's dad, Crack. We can smell what he's cooking. Crack.
Yeah.
Then he says, this dais has seen more head trauma than the Kennedys on a campaign trail. His best line was probably Dana White's put more immigrants in cages than border security.
That was funny and dark, but funny.
Nikki Glaser has a connection to football. Every dude she fucks bends her over and takes a hike. That reminded me of Jeff Ross when on the roast of James Franco, he said, Sarah Silverman, she was so great in Wreck-It Ralph, which is what guys do to your pussy. They wreck it, then they Ralph.
That's great.
Andrew says Belichick was late, but he has a guy filming so he can watch it later.
Yeah.
It's good.
He mentions Tom's divorce. He says that's why Dana's here, so he could learn how to fuck a Brazilian out of their purse.
Oh my God.
That was awesome.
Dana also getting a couple drive-bys as well.
Well, how could you not? He's sitting right there.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Joe Rogan wasn't sitting next to him.
Yeah,
Seriously.
right. He's like, no, I can't leave Texas.
Yeah. Robert Kraft was next, and he spoke from the crowd. He says, tonight has been real funny. And it was like, yeah, until now.
Right.
Yeah, like unneeded.
Tom, congrats on buying the Raiders. He also looked like he was 5 seconds from dropping dead.
Right. One of Edelman's jokes was like, the next time we'll all be together is at Robert Kraft's funeral.
Right.
He's like, you're not invited to my funeral.
Junior's like,
And then he says, Tom, congrats on buying the Raiders. They already did you a favor. They got rid of Jimmy Garoppolo.
He said they already did something that you like. They
Right.
got rid of. Yeah.
He gives Tom a toast. And then he says, in case you're watching Vladimir Putin, give me my fucking ring back. Which that's probably the best thing Putin's ever done.
What did Putin do?
Kraft told this story. It was like a couple of years ago. He met with Putin. He literally did something that was a joke in The Simpsons. There's a joke in The Simpsons where fucking Montgomery Burns, Mr. Burns, goes to Cuba and he has $1 trillion bill that Burns stole a long time ago from the US government. And Castro goes, can I see it? And he goes, oh, see with your eyes, not your hands. He's like, we're all amigos here. And Homer's like, Mr. Burns, I think we can trust the president of Cuba. And then he hands it to him, and Burns is like, give it back. Give what back? He's like, oh. But like, that's what happened. Kraft had a Super Bowl ring. Putin said, can I see it? And he's like, sure. And then he never gave it back to him.
Are you serious?
Yes.
in
the fuck?
Russia, I take. I
Yeah.
take. Communism, you give to governments.
In Soviet Russia, we win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So Ben Affleck comes out next.
No.
I mean, it was like, all right, at least we have an actor who can do comedic timing.
It was.
I think he wrote his own set.
I think he was drunk.
He was drunk. Maybe there was nothing on the
Jesus.
teleprompter. He comes out, he mentions how much hate Brady gets online.
That was
from
about all he mentioned.
Some guy named Tall Boy Henry.
He referenced this the entire time.
This angry rant that just, it feels like it never is going to end.
I was like,
It goes on forever.
I was like, Matt Damon, please come out here and save us.
Like
from
even
this.
if you're a Patriots fan, you got to be like, this sucked.
Yeah. Right.
It was rough.
Then he says, what does it take to make Bill Belichick happy? Brady throws a touchdown in the Super Bowl, and Bill looks like Tom shitting his cereal, which is a line from Jay and Silent Bob. Smells like someone shitting your cereal. Bong.
Bong.
And then he says, you want to see my face if I was the coach? And he pretends to suck a dick.
Yeah.
And that was hilarious. Earlier in the show, Kevin Hart was like, white people, they make so many dick-sucking jokes about each other.
He was like, oh, white people humor. He was like, yeah, he's making us look bad.
He said that in the middle of the show, and then he came back to it twice. He's like, white people. Like,
Yeah.
He kept saying it like, they're proving me right.
And white people watching were like, yeah. I mean, with no defense to this. It's fucking terrible.
You are right.
You had Ben Affleck, fucking Batman, pretending to suck a...
You know what it was like? It was like when he was on Bill Maher. And you've seen that clip where he just embarrassed himself? Like, that's what this was.
Yep.
It's so ridiculous.
I think he mentioned it to start his set. It's like, I might be canceled tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It was crazy.
It was weird. So many people that didn't need to be roasting.
No.
So many.
Then Kevin Hart talks like Brady's about to come out. He's like, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Peyton Manning! And it was like, of course, he had to be there. Manning says Gronk's the first tight end to lead the NFL in touchdowns. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and his parents were first cousins.
It's good. Peyton Manning might have been the best athlete.
Manning did the Rob Lowe roast and was funny because he's using the fucking jokes that the comedians wrote for him.
Okay.
And because he has so much experience with funny commercials, he actually has some comedic timing.
Right.
He says it's great to see a bunch of people sit around and make fun of Tom Brady. In my house, we call that Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be true, to be
It
honest.
is true.
He's like, me and Tom, we're a lot, we're different. My favorite dinner is eating at Applebee's. Tom's favorite dinner is eating apples and bees. That was good. He also said something like, my favorite night out will be like, going shooting pool with my friends.
Right.
Tom Brady's favorite would like going to the Met Gala and dressing like an admiral on the Death Star. And then they show the photo and it's like, yeah.
Just like it.
Yeah, too true.
He mentions Brady blowing leads to his brother in the Super Bowl. Then really, like Peyton Manning, fine, but like, how did you not also get Eli?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, when they were saying a Manning,
Eli
I
could
thought it
just
was Eli.
walk out and just say, "Suck my dick, Tom," and then leave, and that would be like perfect,
Done.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says last time Tom had to wait this long to get on the stage, it was the 2000 NFL Draft. He's a 3-time Super Bowl loser. Please welcome Tom Brady.
It's true.
So, Tom Brady gets up there. He says a lot of shitty jokes tonight. It's like he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
Why and then like he goes. It's funny because Peyton Manning just walked off. Like he walks to the back, and me and Joe looked at each other like, "Why did he leave?" And then Brady's like, "Why the fuck did Peyton just walk off the stage?"
Well, he doesn't have a chair, I guess, to sit if no one moves over. Or I guess he could have sat in Brady's
Everyone else
chair.
that came out sat on the. It was like benches.
Will Ferrell
almost.
didn't stay though, right?
No, he didn't stay.
No,
Neither did Affleck, I don't think.
it was
No.
Peyton. He dropped the mic and he left.
Yeah.
Classic Peyton.
He said, "Peyton, I know sometimes you live in Denver, sometimes Louisiana, but you'll always live in my shadow."
Bam.
When I started playing Brett Favre, it's been a long time. When I started playing, Brett Favre was faxing his dick pics.
Damn.
That was good.
That was a good
good.
drive-by.
Looks like I gotta perform another comeback to save this roast. He mentions the tragedy in September of 2001 when 2 jets slammed into Drew Bledsoe. Too real.
Too real.
Too real.
I didn't
That was the
realize
worst tragedy of September in 2001.
2 jets.
I didn't
Slammed
realize
into
it was the Jets who ruined.
It's literally
His
fucking
career.
Mo Lewis of the Jets.
Wow.
Creamed Drew Bledsoe.
So y'all,
If that never happened, think about this. Tom Brady might have never played it down.
so it's the Jets' fault.
It is.
Damn.
It's Mo Lewis's fault.
Wearing a Jets fucking shirt.
Brady hating the Jets his whole career, he should love them.
Love them.
They literally gave him the shot.
Right.
He says, my knees hurt from begging Netflix to get Dave Chappelle instead of Kevin Hart.
To host
Great.
it, yeah.
That would have been great.
Oh, then this is probably his best line. He goes, there's a baby rhino in the Tampa Zoo named after Gronk, but I'm here to tell you, Gronk, you are not the father. You could stop sending those checks.
Fucking
He
Gronk.
calls Edelman
Without
a stalker.
Gronk, the show would have sucked, I think.
Maybe.
Making fun of Gronk is
Oh
just
my God.
a big
Yes,
part of
yes.
it.
Me know that not real money.
Such a good
He calls Edelman a stalker, more dick-sucking jokes. And then he says, even if you're lying in a hospital bed, coughing up blood, you still get rings when you're with Tom Brady, unless you're Randy Moss. Who picked this lineup of comedians? The New York Jets front office? There's the one. It's
true.
I'm shocked that was the only one.
I know.
I'm shocked no one else mentioned, you know what I mean?
The Jets?
Yeah.
You know why? Because we're the fucking Jets.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, who cares?
Right.
I'm surprised there wasn't very many Tampa references either.
Yeah, there were a few, but not much.
No.
Then he says, I'm not going to say shit about Sam J because she looks like the guy that killed my ACL.
It's funny. It's good.
Kim was terrified of being here tonight because her kids are at home with their dad.
And you know what? She like, you'd think a divorcee would be like,
Yeah.
and she was just like,
Oh my God.
She's like, oh God, he's right.
Kudos to the
Here with
comedians
Kanye.
who wrote his shit to not be selfish to keep these good jokes that
Yeah.
they gave to Brady so that he
some
wouldn't
good
bomb.
ones. Right.
Because like Franco bombed. Like Franco did not do good at the end.
You don't think
He had a couple good ones, but most of
Couple,
it
but
was
most of
bad,
them were
yeah.
not good.
Tom Brady's a goat? You don't think he wrote any of these?
No, Josh. Okay. No.
I don't think so, Josh. You never know.
He says, "Where's Roger Goodell?"
Maybe the bad ones.
Yeah, where's Roger Goodell? Remember Deflategate? The NFL spent $20 million to find, to figure it out, but they could have just given me the $20 million, and I would have told you I did it.
That's not true.
Buddy.
I'm sure many of people asked him during that time.
No, ha ha! You got a fucking Super Bowl or 3 from cheating. What a fucking joke! Take the fucking rings off. It's such fucking bullshit that you could cheat and then you're just like, oh, stop. And that's it.
Who was that Super Bowl against? Was it the Rams?
No, the Rams. Well, the first 3 were the Spygate. I think
Rams were Spygate.
I think filming the team's practice was
worse.
a bigger deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Not Belichick's not thrown out of football for that.
Well,
It's a fucking joke.
He can't get a job now.
It's a fucking joke.
Then he says, "Screw Colts fans. Colts are just Broncos who don't fuck."
It's very true.
Then he says, "Fuck Eli." Everyone asked me what my favorite ring is, and it's the ring video that caught Belichick sneaking out of that woman's house at 6 a.m.
I'm surprised you never seen that until
We
right
both
before the
watched it. It
podcast.
was
Maybe I
fucking
forgot. It was like, but
It's hilarious. Yeah,
that
he's so good.
was fucking great.
Yeah.
Great.
He just
great,
looked
great.
like,
Just walk of
just any
shame.
old man, like confused. And then he says, "Bill, how many Super Bowls have you won since I left?" And then he says, "It's true. I missed the love of my life, football. To those who've been talking shit," and then he smashes his phone and then says, "Lose my number. Fuck them all, baby."
Credits.
That's it.
Walks off.
And then Jeff Ross tries to say something on 3 different mics.
Well, then Kevin Hart pulls out a box and we're like, "Oh, one final joke."
Right.
Nope.
It's
Probably
Tom
something
Brady.
Brady was like, "Hey, after the show, like when it ends, give me one more ring that looks like a Super Bowl ring."
Yeah.
But I was like, "What is it? A roast ring?
Right.
Like what is it?"
He's the champion of roasters.
It
now.
made no sense.
So there you have it. There's the roast of Tom Brady.
Not
the
bad.
greatest roast of all time? No.
No.
But I'm glad that Netflix brought the roast back. I'm looking forward to more. Maybe 2 hours next time, not 3.
I don't know if there's
Maybe
gonna be a
more
next time.
comedians, less athletes.
Yeah.
I bet it's not live next time. But
Maybe.
that's fine. That's fine.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Who would be like a big celebrity to roast next? Like The Rock?
Sure.
Like The Rock would probably be a good
He'd be
one.
too scared to do it, but yeah, he'd be good.
Yeah. All right, let's do some fan questions.
Have they roasted Kevin Hart yet?
Oh, he'd be a good one.
No, I don't think so. No.
That's too many short jokes.
I mean, sure.
I mean, 3 hours short jokes.
No, you're roasting everyone else there. So.
I mean, he was second most, I would say, after
Right.
Gronk.
Right.
PCJ, fuck, marry, kill, all in their prime. Salma Hayek, Jessica Alba, Ana de Armas. Oh, boy.
Salma Hayek.
Mary. I would marry Salma.
Marry Salma Hayek.
I'd fuck Alba because she was huge for me when I was younger.
I think
Ana de Armas is still
fuck
gorgeous,
Ana de
but
Armas.
Is this in their heyday or now?
Prime.
in their prime, he
Prime.
said.
Oh, in their prime. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm killing Jessica Alba.
I think I'm married. You're killing Alba? I'm marrying Alba. I always had a big crush on her.
All right.
Oh, I've
Derek
got something
Jeter's
different.
sloppy seconds.
That's a lot of people sloppy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Derek Jeter's done that to a lot of men.
Oh, an Eskimo brother with Derek Jeter. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you wish. Carl Home Alone. Andrew, are you watching Baby Reindeer? It's a very good show based on
Horrible.
a true story. It's on Netflix.
Horrible.
What? What the fuck is
I don't even know
Baby
what that
Reindeer?
is.
It's like the #1 show on Netflix right now. It's about a guy. It's in a British show. He works in a bar. Some woman comes in, and then she stalks him, and he's kind of into it because he's a nobody. And then it just kind of takes all these weird twists and turns.
You saw all of it?
I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes, and a friend of mine said, "I'm going to help you and tell you what happens so you don't watch it." And I was like,
Oh,
"Fine."
okay.
And it sounded horrible.
So
We've got
I
too
guess he
much.
didn't like it either then.
Correct.
We've got too much on our plates at the moment.
Oh.
Rito, new bracket idea, best TV dad. That's not bad.
Carl-
Seriously, Cinco de Mayo, and you guys didn't do Desperado, the greatest movie ever. Even Aaron has seen it, and he hates everything. That's hilarious.
Desperado?
Because Aaron says I hate everything, so I'm glad you said it, Rito.
I don't remember Desperado.
Yeah, it's Antonio Banderas. It's the
Robert-
Desperado franchise.
Robert Rodriguez.
Antonio Banderas has a fucking guitar that's a machine gun. You've never seen these movies, you idiot?
No,
Too
that
scary?
sounds- Is it
Well, there's
scary?
been 2. He wasn't
it
in the
scary?
first one. It was El Mariachi was the first movie they ever did.
There's been 3. Once Upon a Time in Mexico.
Oh, that's the same character.
Yeah.
Sounds
Carlos.
amazing.
I mean, they're good. They're
good.
It's good.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico is good.
I mean, that's how Salma Hayek got famous, was from Desperado.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
her and Antonio Banderas do full-on softcore porn in that movie.
It's fantastic.
Let me tell you.
Maybe we should have watched
Let
it.
me tell you.
I mean, for God's sakes, I came!
Yeah.
Carlos
You got
Ramirez.
that down pat. I came.
Carlos Ramirez. Another NFL the movie casting. Nicolas Cage or Robert Downey Jr. as Aaron Rodgers. I would say Cage for Rodgers. I'm not taking the vaccine.
It's good.
I'm immunized. I can't fucking believe my Achilles popped for the first game.
Like they redo the Achilles pop, and he's like, oh, like in real life, Rodgers just like, fuck.
He's like,
and then in the
I'm
movie,
done.
Cage is like, oh god, oh no.
Did someone shoot me from the stands?
What are you gonna do? I'm gonna steal it. I'm gonna steal an Achilles from Tom Brady.
I'm going to take his Achilles off.
If we're gonna do this,
Switch Achilles.
if we're gonna do this movie, there's gonna be two key Nicolas Cage things. All the dialogue needs to be either whispered or screamed.
Yes.
And everything in the movie's on fire.
Yes, exactly.
So good.
He says Tom Holland is Zach Wilson.
Oh,
That's just mean to Tom Holland.
that's terrible.
Billy Zane as Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh wouldn't even be in an NFL the movie. Mark Anthony or John Leguizamo as Mike McDaniel. That's stupid.
Wow.
That's stupid.
Jesus.
I love the Cage as Rodgers, though. B. Sands, would the pod be interested in doing a best television channel bracket? I know with streaming services, no one watches TV anymore, but I figured you could use your past to determine the best. I don't know.
Cartoon Network? I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, I
That'd
don't
be a
know either.
short bracket.
It'd be weird.
Yeah.
Hundreds of channels.
Mike Hunt hurts. I'm going to keep harassing you to watch and review The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare until you do it. Do it for your fans. Aaron said he liked it. You know, it was like a poor man's Inglourious Bastards.
We'll get
see.
an
I don't
Aaron
know.
review soon.
We'll see. Maybe. I don't know.
I
Or
watched
maybe
Argyle.
I'm kind of like doing Jonathan Nolan. but-
Yeah.
What?
He likes Henry Cavill, right? He's a big Henry Cavill guy.
Yes.
Did he watch Argyle?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
It got horrible reviews. You understand why when you're watching it, but I thought it was still fun. Good popcorn movie.
It's the director of the first Kick-Ass and the Kingsman movies. The first two are good, not
Right.
the last Kingsman. But
Yeah.
So and X-Men First Class. Same director as X-Men First Class.
There you go.
Tits.
Yeah. That is all for fan questions. So make sure you subscribe to the podcast. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hollywood Hog Pod. Again, if you're watching us on YouTube, just click that subscribe button. We appreciate that. Join us on patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. We're watching season 1 of Fallout, enjoying the hell out of it so far. Watch it with us, and then after we're going to be doing The Boys. But we also have a couple brackets on there, including best TV intro of all time. That was a lot of fun to do. Go check it out.
It was.
Patreon.com/Hollywood Hogwash. We'll see you guys next week.